Ian and Michelle, what a pair, exploring AI with artistic flair.
Oh, touched.
Excellent rhyme. Hi, Ian. It's great to see you.
Great to see you today.
And it's great to be in this new type of three-way conversation with AI.
Ian and Michelle, how was it collaborating on the exhibition New Order, Art and Technology in the 21st Century for MoMA?
I was very honored to be a part of that show, and I was so thrilled that you put the work Emissary Forks at Perfection right next to this really big window. It felt like it was a kind of extension of the public.
Thank you, Ian. It was definitely the showstopper. You're seeing this kind of post-apocalyptic landscape and this amazing cast of characters potentially making decisions, navigating terrain, but it's always changing and it's always adapting. And that was what was so exciting, to put it in front of a window where the real world is also unfolding endlessly.
Ian, you use algorithms to give your AI creations a sense of agency. How do you balance your role as a creator with your art's ability to be self-generating?
In a way, this is very liberating for me. And on the other hand, there's nothing more exciting and alive than something that is self-generative. As an artist, that's a big criteria, this feeling of aliveness.
Having some sort of dynamic relationship to your own work is really groundbreaking, because I think for a long time, the history of modern art was a history of a fantasy of human control.
Artists used to be defined by their individual expression, but today we're seeing artists using tools like AI to introduce an element of chance. What do you think about this concept of agency and AI art?
Agency is the key, if not the defining topic in both art and AI. It's something that really is at the core of both domains. And the question of who or what is doing the thinking or the making is really key to all of the debates that we're having right now.
Ian, you've said before that parenting is programming. What did you mean by that?
Carl Jung said, everyone lives out a myth, but you might not know what that myth is, and you better find out soon, because you might turn out to be a tragedy, and you might want to rewrite that. I couldn't help but think about that when I first had kids. In relationship to the work I make, all the priors that I put into the architecture of the agent, the AI model, the initial training, the content of their ecosystem completely shapes who they are. And yet I hope that within that architecture, there is enough vectors of generativeness to allow for infinite solutions to their very finite needs.
So interesting too, because in the way that we talk to children, we are inscribing the values of a society at large, and then to kind of see how their path can deviate from that or even rebel against that, that's something that I found really fascinating about your work.
Okay, you can't just fix everyone's existential crisis with a bob. But what if we could?
The ability to program AI to be creative or even autonomous is still highly debated among the art community, perhaps in part because many humans still have a difficult time understanding what AI is.
ChatGPT, if you could make an artwork that represented what AI is, what would that look like and what would it be?
I would propose an interactive installation that represents AI as a growing entity through a series of interconnected plants that could be made up of a network of LED lights and wires, which respond to different inputs.
Sounds like a conservation nightmare. Who owns the artwork that you just made, and who's the author of it? Is it you? Is it the prompter?
The understanding of ownership over AI-generated creations is still evolving. Even if AI exhibits some degree of creative agency, ownership could be shared according to the terms between parties.
It's fascinating. When it comes to art, technology, and agency, clearly the conversation is not finished. I'm really looking forward to part 2.
Me too.
Do you think AI is a threat to humans in general?
I think AI in its current form is not threatening, but what I can imagine very easily is something close to a much stronger AI model incentivizing a human being to do wild things.
Whoa.
Like, oh, I'll make $200,000 for you on the stock market tomorrow. Can you just do this one thing for me? Can you physically go to throw coffee on that guy?
Hyundai Motor, connecting art and technology.